Another useful function that I use quite a bit is called import range. And what this does is it will take data from one spreadsheet and pull it into another. So if I have this spreadsheet over here of my mulch sales and it has all of my team players, if I want somebody else to see all of my players, but I don't want them to have access to everything else in this spreadsheet, I could use that import range function. So on the right, I have a completely new spreadsheet, and I'm going to go into cell A1 to type this function. I start with the equal sign, and the name of this is import range, and then I put my left parenthesis. The first thing that we put in here is, in quotation marks, the full URL for the spreadsheet we want to pull the data from. So I can copy and paste that in here. And then I need my end quotation mark. Then the second parameter is telling it which sheet tab and how much data I want it to pull. So for this one, I just want the players tab. So I have to, again, use quotation marks. I type the name of the sheet tab, which is players. And then you always put an exclamation point at the end of a sheet tab name. So I put my exclamation point, and then I want to tell it that I want the range A through C. You could leave it as just the whole thing, but I'm just going to pull in those 3 columns. Then I put my end quotation mark, and I press enter. And when I do, I first get a reference error because you have to connect the sheets, and you only have to do this one time. As soon as you do this, you then click Allow Access, and then the data will flow in. Another time that's practical that I use import range is with our library attendance. So we have our students fill out their ID number, their class period, their destination, their study hall teacher if they're coming from study hall. And all of this goes into a spreadsheet. And that spreadsheet looks like this. And in this spreadsheet, not only do I have all of the student data, which has their first and last name, their ID number, their pictures, a lot of stuff going on in here. We want study hall teachers to be able to see who's in the library. So we share this sheet with them that has queries breaking down each class period. But I don't want every study hall teacher and a lot of people in the building to have access to all this student data and the pictures and everything else. So I use import range to pull in just one sheet tab from the responses sheet into a brand new sheet that we then share with teachers so they don't have access to all that extra information.